wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the God, just hilarious. We are the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
We got a special guest in the building.
Our good brother. He 40 minutes late, but we happy to see him.
40 minutes late. Gave us a story of him running through Manhattan.
He was running up the street.
Running through the
A little
street.
musty, but it's all good.
Oh, wow. That's not.
Wow.
We ain't going there.
Yeah.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyrese.
What's up, Black Tie?
Hey, man, I like the new digs, man. You know, I'm looking for my image.
Oh, we got to do that wall.
Oh,
You ain't going to be up there, but
that
we
wall.
still doing that wall.
Or am I already up there because I'm that black?
How are you, my brother?
You do your subliminals. Oh, man, there you go right there, Reese.
No, man, we really doing that wall for real. How are you, man?
Man, you know, honestly, I'm getting better every day. You know, yeah, I'm getting better every day. I've gotten this thing in my head where, you know, through my therapy sessions, you know, she just said, don't worry about next week, next year. Just focus on every 24 hours that you get, you know? And that's done a lot for me, you know, because I think so many of us are, you know, even if you know, the entrepreneur in us is always thinking about next week. If you dealing with a personal trauma and you trying to process it, you focus on that. Everything for me is just 24 hours. So I've been, that's done a lot for me with the just being able to just kind of process things.
Enjoying the moment.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
We had a guy here, man, who's a super fan of you.
Super producer.
Super producer, but he's also a super fan of Tyrese, like a real fan. Like he's like, I bought the Black Tie album.
Came
like,
this morning singing and not just
Yes.
Sweet Lady.
Yeah.
Like singing catalog.
But he said last time
He said he purchased the Black Tie album
That's right.
and was very excited about it. And every time he has rap conversations, he talks about the Black Tie album that he's purchased.
But he said when he met you, you didn't take a picture with him. He said you told him no more pictures.
No more
That's
pictures?
what he said. So you got to right that wrong before you leave.
Well, shit, you got a lot of rights to wrong too, Charlamagne.
That's right.
No, but serious, I think it's only
Man,
right.
we're gonna talk about. I mean, this, you gotta catch.
That's right.
You gotta catch the Mickeys when they come in. I mean, hey guys, listen. Give us a call, the Breakfast Club hotline. If you've ever ran into Charlamagne the God running through the airport and tried to take a quick selfie or a picture, and he curved you.
Never.
Call us on the phone right now to tell us about it.
But we think it's only right that
What the fuck is
you
going
should
on?
take a picture. He just wants to hang on your back and take a picture. That's it.
Oh, my God.
He's straight. He's a straight man. He's got a
Pause.
girlfriend. He just want to on your back.
Envy. We're not doing that today. Please.
But sometimes people don't realize you human.
And listen,
And you have human moments.
I'm every bit of human.
That's right.
And because I'm an entertainer don't mean that I belong to you.
That's right.
It's
When
the big
I'm
gentleman
sitting
outside.
somewhere,
The big gentleman outside that
That's
hyped you up on his
cool.
way in.
Oh, he played my song as I was on my way
told
in.
you.
Yeah, he was
told you.
very
Told you.
happy.
Yeah,
He
I
was
love
happy.
that. I gave him some love.
Word.
So
Absolutely.
let him hop
Love.
on your back for one picture, Reese.
No, he's too heavy to be on my back, for
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
And for two, nobody's getting on my back but my daughters.
That's right.
So let's just move on from that thought, because you done already said that shit 3 times.
Yes. Look, Tyrese, I have a serious question. These heathens, listen.
ma'am.
So you took a 8-9 year break from music.
Yes, that's
what,
true.
What made you do that?
Well, I mean, honestly, I do music when I really feel it. And sadly, I think most of us as artists, we don't really have those luxuries, right? So I think it's in everybody's best interest, especially now, because being an entrepreneur, figuring out all kind of other ways of getting bags and getting money, it is more real now than it's ever been. A rapper used to just be a rapper. A singer used to just be a singer. It was the Russell Simmons introducing us to Fat Farm and P. Diddy's with the Sean Johns and then the Ciroc. And so we're all sitting back and we're watching this all play out. And we like, well, shit, whether you sell records or not, you still feeding your family and taking care of business and taking care of your overhead. And you don't have to worry about, oh man, the last album did $1 million when that was a part of the music business. Last album did $1 million the first week, and the single was #1 for this, and now the album just did 12,000 the first week. Well, shit, you about to be in foreclosure in 3 weeks.
Damn.
You know, just the dependency on just doing music.
One thing.
So you know, the movies and the opportunities that God has blessed me with these films, on the level of the films that I've been able to do, when I do music, it's when I actually feel it.
Okay.
When something happens where I could actually get in the vocal booth and feel it and do it, and it's not motivated by money. I don't lose sleep over who's hot, who's not.
Right.
I've never been irrelevant to me.
Ever. Not to me either.
Thank you, Jess. I appreciate it.
Ask me.
No,
Please, go ahead.
I'm not worried about you at all, sir.
So, but what was that moment? You said when you get a moment, what was the moment that said, I want to start doing it again? Was it your daughter?
No,
relationship?
it was the divorce. It was the unexpected divorce.
So that's where Beautiful Pain solely came from.
Yes.
Okay.
Can R&B artists only write through the lens of pain, though? Because you had a lot of good moments over the last 8-9 years.
Nobody want to hear that.
The beautiful. No, here's the thing, right? And I got to make sure I say this because this platform is powerful. I love y'all and thank y'all again for having me. But there is nothing about my album where I'm coming into this thing specifically trying to use my voice, stage, and platform and music to say fuck him, fuck her. I don't, I could do bad, but that's not my. Everything about this album is a divorce deterrent. I don't want when people see me posting about the specifics of things that I've been through, certain manipulation and lies that my ex is putting out there. I'm unpacking real shit. But I was just having a conversation last night with somebody who's going through a situation right now. And although I didn't do a DJ Envy,
he wasn't talking to me this time. It just wasn't me this time. Just put that out there. This
God
was
didn't give me no assignment to do nothing like that, because that ain't. I'm like, okay, well, is it if it's an assignment, then it ain't something that you finna do 10, 12 times in a row. So I was very clear that what God put on my heart to do with my brother, it happened. But yeah,
I don't know if Envy appreciates that as much as he should.
He don't.
Do you appreciate what Tyrese did for you back then?
Of course.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Of course.
I don't feel like you do.
Why don't
Jeff
you feel
don't
that way?
know.
No,
Tell him, Envy. It's all
I'm
right.
new to Breakfast Club. I don't know what's going on. What
It's all
happened?
right.
I'll explain it.
Yeah.
All right.
Was going through a hard time. Cheated on my wife. My wife wanted to get a divorce.
Oh.
Charlamagne talked me into apologizing on the radio and calling her live.
That
Okay,
was not
Martin
Charlamagne.
Lawrence. What the hell? Why would you ever?
That didn't happen. Jeff.
Bad idea.
What?
But it was a good idea. I'm going to tell you why. Bad idea because I put my business on the radio.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right? Tyrese happened to be in town and heard some of the things that were going on. So Tyrese called to check on me and see what was going on. I was going through it. And instead of just checking and keeping it moving, he stayed on top of it to the point where he became the therapist, the mediator, the person in between.
Right. The reason that you are with your wife today,
Right.
still.
Part of that reason, correct. Absolutely. So he was in there being that person in the middle of it. So he was the one where he was explaining and talking, because sometimes during those type of situations, wife didn't want to hear from me. My wife didn't want to hear from me.
Absolutely not.
But, she was hearing from Tyrese from a different side.
And he's saying,
can I finish my story?
oh,
Jeez.
So anyway, Tyrese called and said, hey, this is what I want you to do. Get a dinner, book a private room at Chow's. I'm going to be there. You and your wife have a dinner, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to sing Stay, which is my favorite Tyrese song.
classic record.
Oh my God.
Classic record.
Right? And he had a violinist, and he came, and they sang Stay, and he sat down there with us for dinner and spoke to us and guided us through as far as he could our relationship, and we had to go through other steps.
And then with all of that, Tyrese still got to beg Envy to play his record.
And then the thing is, and then y'all treat him like this when
Right.
he comes here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Well,
Ty.
no, before I even got here, that's the whole thing. What Charlamagne just said is true. I don't feel, and you got to keep in mind, I look at it as heavenly deposits. When you do things for people, and you're not saying, I'm going to do this because I want this out of it.
Right.
Like, the most uncomfortable part of my day thus far is just listening to Envy tell that story.
Oh, why? Why is that
Because
uncomfortable?
I didn't do it to be
For that, for be
applauded
praised
it.
about it.
I didn't do it because I knew that they was going to write their book together about it or be doing interviews about it. It was literally an assignment. So crazy that even before I came here to sing at this restaurant, we were already on the phone for at least 2 months. I didn't hear your interview.
I never even heard anybody say that before. We was on the phone for 2 months.
We was on the phone for 2 straight months because I never heard your interview from New York. That happened for me for L.A.
From LA.
Oh.
Yeah, because when you announced it, it went viral. So I was able to hear the apology on the gram. So that's when I reached out to you. And then this is something I've never told you. You remember when I said, hey, man, make arrangements to get the whole house cleaned, the housekeeper. And then I said, I'm going to set up the room, come meet me here. And we organized all of that. I text you and I was like, yo, man, I'm on my way to New York. I got a bunch of interviews and meetings and label. I got to go run in the label, go this and that. That was all a lie. I flew in town just for you and your wife.
Oh, wow.
So,
And you don't play his records.
no,
It's not about his records.
I don't need my records played.
Yeah.
But I will say this.
But this is the part that I don't appreciate about Envy
Oh.
is when Tyrese divorce comes across your headline, when the captions associated to the things that come across your desk, where's that same heart and love that I extended to you that you could extend to me instead of it just being paper pushing and this is what Tyrese is on the gram again.
That's
and
exactly
then
what
it's
he
like,
do.
okay, that's expected. No, it's all right. This is my brother.
Well, Envy can't sing though.
No,
he
Envy
can't.
never
Yo,
does
shut
it,
up,
though.
man. Why is everything a
He
joke
does
to you,
that.
man?
I'm not joking.
Why is everything
He
serious?
does
While
that.
every on-air personality, blog, podcast, whatever, they got a job to do. They're going to say things for clickbait, ratings, this and that. But when you have certain people on the radio and you've developed some type of relationship with them, and again, you owe me nothing, right? Ultimately, you did the work.
Right.
God just decided to take my hand and use it in any way he can. And there's nobody that could ever give me more props than what God has done for me.
Yeah.
To say, like, good job, son. You did everything I asked you to do. You don't even know what I have in mind for you, but you did it. And there's a very married couple that was very married. Everybody go through things. But why is my marriage funny? Why is my divorce just something to talk about?
Perfect.
Where
Good
is
question.
the outreach?
This is a good
question.
conversation.
No,
Let's put
I'm
it
gonna tell you
all
why
out
this is
there.
a good question.
Go ahead.
Where is
Good
the
question.
call? You good, Reese?
It's like
We
Do I
checked
need to
on
come
you.
to Atlanta and come pull up on you at the house? And
Charlamagne did,
put my
but
eyes on you.
Let me tell you.
Charlamagne came to do an interview that I requested for him to do. I never stepped in, and God never used me to step in when this man's marriage was potentially on the brink.
I'm gonna tell you why. It's kind of like when a preacher tells you something in church, right? And the preacher tells you what you need to do to be better. Then you look at the preacher's life and you say, how do you teach me something that you're not doing? I don't respect the preacher anymore.
Oh shit.
I respect the message and how it came. But you know what I've been through and you know how I changed as a man and as a person. And you were there for it. You was a brother for it. But then when I look at my brother and saying what he's telling me to do and how he's telling me to live, he's not living that way. I don't respect it.
How do we know that though?
But I'm gonna tell you why.
Tyrese not
Because
living that way?
and these are the things that we've seen, and not only in private, because
Let's
things
see.
that we know in private, but it's also things that I see in public.
Okay.
Me and my wife are good, right?
Hold on. I got to respond to that.
Let me give examples first, so you understand where I'm coming from. Because if
hold
you don't
on.
know where I'm coming from, you're just gonna pull things out
No,
the blue.
I'm not going to pull
Okay, go ahead,
anything
go.
out the blue. I'm going to respond to what you just said. First of all, to arrive at an opinion of what I'm doing versus what I'm not doing is based on public consumption. I never made a decision, or God never used me to make a decision about your life based on what was being reported on public consumption. What I know about you, what I know about what you did, what I ultimately knew about what your wife was feeling and carrying and what y'all were in the process of, you couldn't read none of that online. I got that information from the outreach. So whatever feelings you have about me and what I should be or shouldn't be doing pertaining to my approach with how I'm unraveling and bleeding out loud in the middle of my thing, that would have actually been the reason to call.
No, and I did have conversations with you, and this is from before your ex-wife when you were talking to the girl out overseas and who you were as a man. I didn't respect that. And then when we talk on these private chats and has nothing to do with the public, just having to do with who you were and how you speak and how you talk about the people next to you, I didn't respect it. To the point where I blocked you on my chat because I didn't want to see Tyrese as that. That's not the man that was my brother.
Let's shoot bail because I think this is a great conversation because I think it's a lot of miscommunication between all of us, right? And you were going through a lot back then because you admitted that to me. Because when me and you had words.
Are we talking about psych med?
Yeah. That's when you was on the psych med.
It's a little bit of everything.
He was on the psych meds then because you said you don't even remember a lot of the stuff you were saying to us.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't at all. Yeah. So just like when you get drunk, do you hold your boy to what he's saying while he's drunk?
No, I never held that against you.
Okay. Do you hold anybody to anything that they're doing when you know that this is their usual self? They were drunk, they were out of their mind, and they end up saying and doing some shit that hurt my feelings, that was offensive, that made me feel a way. But I know that characteristically, that's not who this man is.
Well, yeah,
see the difference is, I honestly don't know what psych meds you were on or who you were during that point. I don't know.
It's called Rick Salty. It fucked me up.
I don't know. I never had a conversation with you because I never wanted to see you like that. The person who spoke to me on these texts, spoke to my wife during that time at the text, I didn't like that. And I wanted to remember Tyrese as a person that was my brother and helped my relationship, not the Tyrese that I was going through. So I took a step back from you.
So you got
until
the
we had a
text
conversation.
messages of the psych med Tyrese?
He did. That's what it was.
You crazy? Charlamagne told you to suck his dick before on that message.
Because you was talking crazy.
Whoa.
You know that. We had this conversation already.
Guys.
But he literally said, I don't remember any of that.
I don't remember what I said that made you say that or made you feel that way.
But to this point, I took a step back because I didn't know what you were going through. And I tried to talk to you, and I seen who you were. And I didn't even like who you were online. And to my point, I tried. And when I seen how you were talking this way, I said, I'm going to take a step back.
And you know, when me and Tyrese had a
How convenient? Yeah, how convenient. Yeah, when the way you were talking, the way that you were.
How convenient to step back.
What you mean?
I never stepped back from you.
From you.
It's right.
You should have.
But I never talked to your wife in a disrespectful manner, and you talked to mine in a disrespectful manner.
How?
And I never told nobody that. Even when you were on, and you could say you were on those psych meds, and you could say that you weren't.
What you mean?
But as a man, some of the things that you said, Tyrese, deserved me to box your mouth.
Whoa,
and I didn't. No. We were talking because this is something that I never wanted to say, and since he wants to be, well, why envy? I'm telling him why. You said disrespectful shit to my wife.
What do you say?
It's neither here nor there. To the point where my wife doesn't call you back anymore. And to the point when you started talking to psych meds, me and my wife had a conversation and said, well, maybe Tyrese was on those medicines when he said it. But if you ever text me and my wife, you can't text me because I just unblocked you probably about a month ago when me and Charlamagne was talking, and he told me that you were on the psych meds and this is what it was.
This is longer than a month ago.
Yeah, that's what made me unblock you. So that was the reason why I stopped talking to you and will not reach out to you anymore, because I'm like, I don't want to remember my brother as that. And maybe you were going through problems. So if somebody if I talk to your wife, disrespectful, I don't expect for you to come check on me. Okay. And that's how I felt at that time.
Okay. You did that to a lot of people though, Ty.
But maybe y'all should have had this conversation.
No, listen.
This is great. We're having it when God wants us to have it.
That's it. And I'm going to say this, because this is not the first time I've said this. The things that I said and did, the people that I rubbed the wrong way, the things that I posted, my conduct overall that was literally out of my control. I've literally prayed that people can find it in their heart to not hold me to something that I said and did while I was literally out of my mind. And if we could expect God to give us grace, we should always extend that same grace. So what I'm saying to you is, everybody clearly could see that something was going on. This is not, something's happening. Crying video, what more do you want from me? Congratulations. Something is happening. And so now, when you're out of your mind, you don't go on Instagram and say I just got off the phone and Will Smith is sending me $5 million when I never even talked to Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't call Jada and say I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Right.
Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to
You
getting
said
pussy.
that?
Yeah,
Where?
I did on the phone to Jada because I was like, maybe that'll help for her to
You
call
was hot
Will.
shit, yo. Ain't no way.
No,
what the
I really,
fuck?
yeah.
All right,
I said that.
I believe
But
it.
when he told me that,
Damn,
that's when
what?
I had grace. I was like, damn, Ty was
Yeah.
really
But
going
now
through it.
you think about
Yeah.
it. What have I ever said about Tyrese?
Yeah.
Nothing. You
Nothing
right?
but positivity. In my book,
That's not true.
when I did interviews, there's nothing that I've ever said negative
We
about
didn't,
Tyrese.
we didn't show Tyrese a lot of grace when we was reporting those headlines. I can admit that.
And I
Okay,
remember being up here
that's
reporting
what
a
I'm
headline and
talk-
you straight bust out laughing. He did it, you did
And
it.
that's what I'm talking about. So I'm saying, literally, I don't do anything for anybody expecting anything in return but to say, well, you know what? I know that if my divorce had ultimately happened, I don't really know that I'd be sitting in front of Envy right now. So now extend that grace to me to say, I'm going to put myself in Tyrese's shoe. Whether it's drunk, whether it's segments, that's my brother. And when I leave this station, I still get to go home to a wife and a family. And for whatever reason, this nigga didn't even know my name. He was Envy. Your wife was on the phone, beautiful. You know, Rashawn. And I was like, who is that?
Yeah.
So everything that happened the way it did. And in my mind, I didn't look at it any other way but doing God's work. And in this room, in this situation, good seed is planted. So if my name ever come across the desk, if there's anything that y'all have to report, because you got the rumor report, you got things that you got a job to do. But the grace and the energy that I'm feeling from what's being reported doesn't feel like there's any connectivity to me at all.
Well, we know why now, because Envy was upset. I'm not going to lie. I felt the way I told you this about, coming down to Atlanta, doing the interview that never came out. I felt like my time was wasted.
And that wasn't on me. And you
That's
know
what
that.
You said. Yeah. So, I mean, we both had our little issues that were just petty shit. That's all. But we love you, my brother.
And that's what brothers do.
And you apologized to me for wasting my time, so I'll apologize publicly to you for not showing you that grace when we was doing those rumor reports.
Well, listen, it's like I said, y'all have a job to do, man. But yeah, it's like
you don't mean that,
huh?
You don't mean that.
I don't mean what?
That we have a job to do. You don't want. Ty, come on. You don't want us to report on you like we do everybody else.
Y'all have a job to do to report the things that come across y'all desk. I just ask for grace.
But some of this shit be funny.
Well, I gave you that.
You have to laugh and you got to report it. But it's the dialogue that comes along with it after it's reported that's like, oh, come on, man. Come on, man. I thought I was your man.
Some of it funny.
But that's mostly
man.
him over there.
Oh my God.
He's suing Home Depot for $1 million. That ain't funny to y'all?
That's not true.
No, it's not true.
I'm not suing Home Depot for $1 million. It's $450.
$450 million.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. See, now it's less funny. I was like, "Dad, Tyrese only $1 million?"
Yeah,
okay,
that's just stupid.
All right.
Yeah, by the time I pay my lawyers their retainer and break it up with the two brothers that work with me for 13 years, what am I suing somebody for $1 million for?
So what was the lawsuit over? They wouldn't give you a lawnmower or something?
Yo, shut up.
See?
You see? You see? It's not me.
What?
It's
What
you.
do you mean?
No.
What do you mean?
Comedy is funny, man. Humor
Tyrese
is
a funny motherfucker, though.
Yeah.
Y'all let Tyrese fool y'all with all
Yeah.
the serious shit. He's
Yeah.
serious.
The
He's like,
craziest thing.
So basically, the moment happened, we don't have to recycle the whole thing. It's all over TikTok, all over social
over the place.
media. They got really disrespected while they were there. And then I tried to get them to fix it over the phone. They refused to fix it on the phone. So I had to come to the store, and they ended up doing the same shit to me that they was doing to them. And then we tried to handle everything privately off the record. They showed no respect with the lawyers, communicating with the lawyers. And I said, man, y'all just actually don't give a fuck. So yeah, it's that. And so
do you
the
think
reason,
the employee was just doing her job, though?
no,
Because she has to check the
No.
ID of the person who has the card.
no. I've been at that Home Depot for at least 10 years. Y'all know, y'all been to my backyard. It's like all that is Home Depot. That's my Disneyland. So the reason that people falsely reported $1 million, because my attorney, Marty Singer, who's a monster, he said that you have to put at least a minimum of $1 million in the lawsuit, or they'll throw it off into small claims court. So that's the only amount that they could actually put in there to make sure that they know that this is a much bigger thing. So yeah, I think ultimately with all this energy that's happening, we're already getting some different kind of phone calls that they want this to go away, because all of the other people that have had racist experiences at Home Depot, which where would Home Depot be without black and brown people that's in their stores every day? So it really hurt me on a personal level, because even though people laugh when I say this is not a psych med thought. I know I've spent at least $8 to $10 million at Home Depot. I build and create. I'm Mr. Do-It-Yourself. I just love shopping and building and doing shit.
So what do you do now? You go to Lowe's now?
No.
What do you do now?
Well, you're an idiot, yo.
Like,
Why is this? That's the serious. Like, what is the serious question? What do you do now? Like,
well, right now the things that I'm doing has been just paused, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm leaving Home Depot, despite Home Depot, to go to Lowe's, and I'm just like, whatever I was in the middle of doing, I'm like, let me just, because if somebody take a picture of me inside of Lowe's, then it looks like a gimmick. This ain't no gimmick.
Got you.
I wanted to ask about.
So we good now? Everybody good?
Yeah, well, Envy, let me say this to you, and I'm sure your wife gonna see this. I did exactly what God put on my heart to do, and I really hope that you and your wife could extend me some grace to not hold me to anything that I said or text you with while I was literally out of my mind. And hold me to the person that y'all got to know throughout this entire process. So if I suddenly became something else and y'all don't even recognize me, most people didn't recognize me. I'm still on an apology tour for the damage that I've caused. My relationship with Will Smith is still beautiful, but it'll never be the same because the whole Smith family woke up to all the energy that they did. And like, of all people in my life, you know how public I've been about how Will Smith has changed my life. Of all people, that's the last person that should have woke up to all this energy about, that thought, like, oh, Will Smith got $5 million. It was I said that Symantha was pregnant when she wasn't. It was all kind of shit that was just happening. And then this is the part that I've never said publicly. Imagine being so out of your mind on psych meds, which I've never taken in my life. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything as a gateway into drugs. I smoke hookah. It's kind of it.
Saucy Santana said he can't stand men that smoke hookah.
Go ahead, you say you smoke hookah, and what else?
Okay, so I smoke hookah. It's kind of it. Praise God. Thank you.
Praise God.
So there's nothing about me pertaining to my own system that is now prepared for a bigger thing, drug-wise, drinking-wise, if it would ever happen. So you put something in my system, it's not only going to have it's going to have the most extreme adverse effects, and it ended up playing out for the world to see. Yeah, I got a 12-minute video on the internet that I never knew I filmed, that was uploaded and was on the internet for 3 straight months. I was a meme. I got the ugliest crying faces of all time. And it became the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me ever. And I didn't even know I did it. And I didn't know that the jokes was flying. I didn't know that what more do you want from me or congrats. I never knew that none of that was out there. And then when the psych meds finally got out of my system, as a person, and this is something that I want y'all to really, really hear me on this. Why don't you drink? Why don't you do drugs? Why don't you fuck around? You've been in the game. You ain't never had no wine. You ain't never drunk a beer, nothing. My mother was an alcoholic, rest in peace, for 27 years. Father was a crackhead, still a crackhead. So everything about my house and everything about my environment that I grew up in the hood, it made me work really hard to be the opposite of everything that I grew up in and around. So that's why I don't fuck around to this day. So imagine working this hard to be the opposite of that to then to have something like that to happen, and I end up becoming everything that I worked hard to not fuck with my whole life. I mean, some other nigga can get drunk and be like, oh man, my bad, man, nigga, I was on one, you know. Whatever that is, when I tell you, I was more fucking depressed and sad about the damage that was done from me being out of my mind, because it was like, well, see, if you want to know why I don't drink and don't smoke and don't ever fuck with nothing,
that's the reason why.
I mean, I'm talking about, I pulled out the biggest water hose with lighter fluid and burned down every fucking tree I could for every personal, business, movie, franchise, and relationship. Listen, because you going through some shit don't mean you gotta get into some psych meds and fuck up every relationship.
Can you laugh at it now when you go back?
No.
No, he ain't laughed this
I
whole
can't.
damn
You
time.
know why I
He been
can't
playing.
laugh? Because envy still feels away, and I ain't seen this brother since it all happened. And I don't even know what I text this brother or his wife. So I'm here still on an apology tour, and this was 2017.
Well, I will say this: as far as I'm concerned, it's over. You know what I mean? We had a conversation. I'm sure my wife will feel the same way. But yeah, you're right. And the reason I say that is and I'm not gonna bring it back, but I'm gonna tell you what my mind frame was. I had somebody that worked for you call me up, and what I felt and what happened to me, you must have did to him as well. And we'll talk behind the scenes what it was. And that just made me say, you know what? Let me take a step away. Just think about how many times I was in Atlanta and you like, yo, E, come by the crib. And I just, nah. Because I just didn't know who you were as a person. Because when I looked at you as big bro, right? And when I was going through my problems, you would call, you would check, yo, E, I'm checking on you. And this is not, and to people to understand, it wasn't at 2 in the afternoon. Tyrese called me 4 in the morning before work. When I'm driving to work, he's talking to me on the way to work, making sure you're good.
And
he was
your
calling
wife.
my wife right after, making sure she good. Then calling me in the middle of the show, talking to me. And this
8-hour conversation.
And these were like my moments where
4
I
months
was
straight.
probably the most fucked up in life. Remember how you was fucked up and you
But what
laid under
about
the
me?
counter?
What
and you
about
was
me?
I was
crying?
dehydrated.
Remember you was dehydrated?
What about me?
I
Andy?
was there.
While I was fucked up.
Well,
Where is that love?
We ain't about to do no oppression Olympics. Now.
Yeah, but there was no love, and the reason there was no love is because there was messages in what you said, and I couldn't love somebody that I felt didn't love me. And you said
that's
and
convenient.
like you said, I came there for God, I came there as an assignment, and I came there as this, but. Like I said before, you were the preacher that was preaching that wasn't living the way he was
Man, who'd
supposed
you
to be.
divorce, Symantha or Envy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
First of all,
Yo, shut up,
be
man.
happy it ain't you. You jealous as shit. Somebody else confessing envy.
I listen. However way we got to that place, my apology has already happened.
done.
But I want to tell you, my only disappointment is I didn't know you to arrive at how I feel about you. I didn't know you to arrive at how I feel about what you ultimately did to your wife at the time. It was also none of my business. I just did what I did. I stepped in. There was the assignment. And then when somebody goes that far, when you going through some shit, whether you don't like the way it feels or how it looks or whatever, you be like, yo, I know your heart. And I expected, if I had any expectation, which I didn't have any, it would be like, yo, man, this shit is hot right now. Because I had a lot of people hit the parachute button like, man, something's going on, bro. We got to, I'm out. Right? Because the champagne is flowing, everything is good. When niggas go through shit, they run. I never ran from you. I ran to you, and I didn't know you. And I didn't get I didn't want anything from it other than me understanding that this is what it is. So all I'm saying to you is from this point on, because I never did this with Charlamagne. I never did this with Jeff.
Which is
From
horrible.
this point on, just do the best you can to just, hey, bro, you all right?
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Have the conversation.
I'll do that. See, we can do that now, but just see, I play Rashawn all day. I play DJ Envy all day. I play light skin jokes. I play all types of jokes, but I don't play Gear, Madison, Logan, London, Jackson, Brooklyn, or Peyton. I draw the line where it is, and I don't care what anybody says about Grace. That's my family. Somebody could give me $20 million. When you play with my kid, kiss my ass from the back. That's just how I feel until we have that conversation. Now that we have that conversation, it's a different story.
And all
but I
of
play
us-
Rashawn all day. I don't play I don't play them 7 people that live in that house with me.
And none of us should be taking it personal because I always say
I don't take anything personal, but my family and my kids.
But he wasn't in his right mind. That's just all.
But now we're having a conversation.
Right.
But when we do that, I step away, and the reason I step away is because I don't want it to go past where I go, and you know where I go.
Yeah. Well, I guess
think
I might
Tyrese
as
can
well.
take you, but I feel what you're saying.
I can get away from the Breakfast Club for a second and say, for anybody who I have not ran into, where you got a text message or a phone call or a 12-minute voice note in the middle of the night, or you seen me say some shit or post some shit while I was out of my mind.
He called Jada quoting Tupac Hail Mary, man.
I said
Get
it's
his name
done.
some grapes,
I said
man.
it's done. I'm done. I'm good. We
was
good.
not my usual self. Please don't hold me to anything that I said. And if you expect God to forgive you for things that you say and do,
That's right.
extend that same grace to me.
We good. Now,
I'm sorry to everybody, not just you and
Sing
your
it,
wife.
man. You gotta sing it.
I'm sorry. I ain't singing shit.
Sing it, man.
Singing shit.
Well, if it means anything, Tyrese, I wasn't
Chocolate
supposed to
nigga
be.
asking a chocolate
I
nigga
wasn't
to say,
supposed to be up here today. Tyrese Gibson, I was not supposed to be up here today, but they said you was coming, and I was like, oh, what? Shit,
right.
I'm coming up here. The fuck? So I extend you grace every time I talk about you. They be sitting up here, well, I'm sorry, Envy. Whew. He be sitting up here, big plan about a divorce, and I'm like, first of all.
I ain't never played with that man
Yes,
divorce.
you did. When I reported the story. You was like, oh, what now? And I'm like, hold up. First of all, he's been bamboozled by a woman, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and I feel like for you, your marriage was in shambles years ago.
It
I don't
was
even know why.
not.
Yes, it was in big shambles, but she didn't leave. And it's all right, okay. You made a lot of changes to that face.
And that's what
She
I'm
ain't
saying.
leave.
That's what I'm saying.
Shit, I was gonna say, how you had a
You
nerve to
got
be
a
cheating? You
job
look
to
like
do.
that.
You got a
Shit.
job to do to report the shit that's coming across your desk.
At least Envy was looking
But my
good.
thing is, man,
the whole time. Sorry,
my thing
Ty.
is like,
Oh.
do y'all know what it's like to go home to an empty house?
Hell
No,
yeah,
you
me,
don't.
not them, me.
Nobody could survive that, bro. The
Tyrese
fact
don't
that
give a fuck about me.
I'm sitting here and ain't fucking checked into a mental health hospital, like, bro, I know where you was at with it, and I've never went to that level of kind of like the idea that this might be over for me and I'm gonna lose everything because of a mistake I made. I never made that mistake. And I'm still out of a marriage.
Look, you didn't
I
see
came
any
home. This
red
motherfucker
flags?
took the clothes and the fucking hangers on
You
my
didn't
shit.
see red flags, Tyrese?
No, I
At
did
all,
not.
nothing.
And nobody else did either. No.
let me ask you a question. You know, y'all both talk about it so much and on public. There's not anybody in between that can say, you know what, let's discuss, because at the end of the day, y'all do have a child.
Yeah.
And you don't want the child to see mom and dad talking
Well, we
about
was
each other.
expecting Envy and Gia to show up to Atlanta.
Oh, Lord, here y'all go, circling this beige wagon again.
I mean,
Stop saying beige
well,
wagon. Black ain't beige,
you
man.
projecting. You asking. Well, hey,
No,
man.
I'm asking 'cause-
you didn't have nobody in your life, you know, like a you who did what you did.
You got a point.
Yeah, you got a point.
You got a point.
Okay,
But now
so
what I'm
again,
asking-
no, man, let's move on because I don't want to get mad.
Oh,
I
shit.
love the way I love, and the most heartbreaking thing about any friendship or brotherhood is that people will never do for you what you do for them. I don't give a fuck what it is. And I had no expectations.
That's not fair, though, because we can't sing. If I could sing, I'd pull up on you.
I don't
sing
want
a
you to
song.
sing, nigga.
Sing for him now, Charlamagne. Sing for
I
him now.
don't want you to
I can't sing, man. Ain't fair, man.
You know, it's crazy.
But speaking of music, you had to know when you started talking about your life and your divorce in your music, then she would respond.
Absolutely.
Well, no,
You had to know that.
Okay.
You knew that.
Guys, I had a gag order. One thing I don't do is I don't lie. You don't have to like what I say, but I'm not going to lie, and I don't do interviews to make sure the niggas like me when I leave.
You're not a liar, but you lie.
You have. You said
Yeah,
you
you-
just did say you have.
I've seen you lie. I've caught you. I've seen you.
Yeah.
I've seen
I
you.
just-
I've seen
I'm
some
sorry.
lies. Ty.
Charlamagne,
Ty.
I could not post and say anything about this divorce for almost 2 years because anything I said and did could have been used against me in the court of law. I put it out there that divorce happened, but I could not go into any of the specifics and details of what actually happened until we did our trial. She been on podcast the whole time.
Yeah.
She been calling Zelly a Jezebel. She been throwing shots at me and throwing shots at my girl that I'm with now the whole fucking time.
Damn, you got a girl.
Miracle Mondays. out here. I'm like, okay, so you out here manipulating the divorced, the single woman that's out here. Fuck men, fuck niggas. Niggas always on the fuck shit. You beating that drum.
I never heard it.
Zelly never asked to be here. I was a whole married man, fully married, happy, never cheated, never lied, never did anything behind your back, never met up in the Sprinter and got my head game in a parking lot of a strip club in Atlanta. You ain't got them stories on me. Now, everybody's got problems. Everybody go through shit. But I cannot sit here right now as a man to pull out my human calculator and say, I'm divorced, and I know why. So no, I never came at Sam. Over 2 years, never said one thing about that woman and came at her because I legally couldn't. Now, as soon as the trial happened, now I got some shit to say because you accuse me of putting you out of the house, changing the locks, and kicking you and a 1-year-old out the house. That's a fucking lie. You put the COVID mask on top of the Ring cameras, and you arranged all the shit that you did. And now you're trying to get me for $20,000 a month for a 1-year-old at the time, and I couldn't speak on it, and I'm hurt, and I'm bleeding out loud, and I don't want my shit with people I know, to be using these platforms to make a mockery of some shit that y'all know all about in your own way. Y'all story ain't got nothing to do with my story. Y'all marriage and the dynamics of challenges y'all marriage ain't got nothing to do with mine. But I never made a mockery of neither one of y'all marriage. And y'all shit was out there in the press and the news. I never jumped in no comment and contributed to the beatdown.
Or never made a song about these niggas.
So I just expected some grace.
I'm just saying.
What's up,
Fake Karen right now.
That's fake
having a real conversation.
That's fake Karen.
You having a real conversation, yo.
Exactly. I'm saying his way of going at somebody would be like a diss track. Or, you know, but y'all get on the radio, play a lot.
Yeah, so
That's what I'm
I never did that.
Yeah.
You know, like there's been some real shit that Charlamagne went through.
Absolutely.
I got an Instagram. I can write whatever the fuck I want, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, man, this ain't the right time. Let's just hope that whatever my brother's going through right now, or being accused of, or whatever he's dealing with, let's let that calm down, man. I'm not finna jump on that.
Contribute.
And he been going at me. But I'm not about to say my man is going through something. I'm sure he's stressed the fuck out.
But I was going at you for something we had.
And you been going at me for all kind of shit.
What you mean? What y'all had? Why are you doing that?
I really was just mad he wasted my time with that interview.
Okay.
Which you apologized for.
Okay.
He got
What happened?
I got kids.
For me
to fly all the way to Atlanta.
Okay, you're telling the wrong story.
What's the story then?
Somebody's lying.
story?
Who's
That's
the lying
another
then?
nigga flew him out that day. He's
You're
talking about a
telling
whole
the
nother
wrong
day.
story.
What's the story?
I asked Charlamagne the God to come to Atlanta and do a full-on interview with myself and my ex, post the crying video, post what God
So y'all were
did.
together at this time?
We were still
Everything was good.
together.
Okay.
We both were on the couch
I wish
together.
people could see that,
And
actually.
did
Got
the
it.
whole interview.
Okay.
Post all of it.
Okay.
Okay.
I said, Charlamagne, I think this is going to do something for the kingdom, because if anybody was supposed to file for divorce, she should have left me right after I uploaded that 12-minute video with them ugly ass faces. Okay? Okay, I gave her a reason to get out,
Right.
but she stayed. And I said, I really wanted you to come in and do an interview, and let's unpack and have the conversation that we've never had. And I don't want to do it in the capacity of the Breakfast Club. Come to the crib. Let's Barbara Walters this shit.
So what
and do it
happened?
right.
Yeah, so what happened?
Smart.
Brian Barber.
Who's that?
Is that him?
No, that's Leonard.
Oh,
Man, shut up, man. Y'all play too much.
Brian Barber.
The director, who I hired, camera crew, helped me with the lighting, this and that. I was able to get blessed by confirming Charlamagne. I flew him out, flew his executive out that was with him. I arranged everything. I did everything I said I was going to do. This nigga does the fucking interview, says, I'm going to go home, get this shit edited. I said, yo, I'm going to work with you to make sure that whatever we want to accomplish in this interview, that it doesn't go over there or go over there.
That's the point of you doing it in
This
your house.
nigga has taken the fucking footage and refused to give it back. I paid $35,000 total for this whole shit. Then I found out he did it to Big Boy, did it to Dallas Austin, did it to a couple niggas. So I don't care if he see this interview, because I'm too honest. And now I got Charlamagne for years now feeling a way about me, feeling like he wasted his time, but I never wasted your time, brother.
So how was the interview? Nick would have did it for a lot cheaper, by the way. But how was the interview?
Nigga, I would have
Interview
did it for
fantastic.
cheap. We could have did the shit on my iPhone if I had known the nigga was gonna take the fucking footage and go somewhere with it and not be able to explain. We got the lawyers involved, all kind of shit.
Damn. Y'all shit
I'm
was
like,
deeper
yo,
than
man,
yours.
Charlamagne did not have to come out here and do this.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you holding me to some shit that ain't got nothing to do with what that man choose to do to us.
So did he explain that to you, that it was the director? So why you mad at him if he
I
explained it to
found
director?
that out much
later.
Now,
Yeah,
what-
so now we coming here to clean house.
And then he just recently apologized a couple months ago.
recently?
Well, why did
That's
you?
not
Where is
true.
the interview?
Yes, it is. It was a
Where
couple
is
months
it?
ago.
I
It was
apologize.
after we reported
Where
one of
is
the
it?
stories about something you did. I don't know what
I
it was.
apologize to you, and I asked you to call him to try and help talk this nigga into giving up the footage and releasing it. I
Oh,
remember
that never
all
happened,
that.
Tyrese.
What happened?
You ain't never called me to ask to release the footage.
I said, yo,
Now
you got a
you on the
relationship with
segment.
Brian?
I don't know Brian. I know Brian because of you.
Okay, I said, yo, if there's any way you can make a phone call to try and get him to let the footage go, like this interview is beyond important. Let's do. I don't know what the fuck happened or what.
Right.
What. Like, let's work all sides trying to get this shit released.
Yeah.
I said, I don't even need him to edit it. I'll do it. Give us the footage. I paid for it.
Yeah.
You flew out. The shit was great. So I
Where's
apologize
that?
for
My
what
brother.
another nigga did. That ain't got
See,
nothing
that's
to do
a
with me.
fucked up apology.
Where's that?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, man.
I
Where the
invited
interview?
you to come out to do the interview
That's right,
for me
that's right.
without knowing that a nigga I was gonna ask to do the interview for us, meaning film it, was gonna do that. But it's still a reflection of me.
That's
I'm
right.
apologizing for what I did to hurt you
My brother.
from what ultimately wasted your time. But I'm saying again, the grace.
I'm giving you grace.
Well, we don't need grace.
I
Where's the
never
interview?
told what the fuck, what
Where's
nigga?
that?
What happened?
That's what I'm saying.
Why would he take a nigga footage?
Oh, I don't know.
Act like y'all don't
Ain't
hear
that
me. Where the
crazy?
nigga at? Who is
Where
he?
the nigga at?
Where-
I
like,
love
shit.
you. Give me a hug.
Hey,
She like, this motherfucker's so great. Just stay right here because your perfume is right. There's so much motherfucking bad perfume. What this nigga wearing?
Ain't you got a girlfriend?
Perfume, that perfume.
Don't you got a
good
girlfriend?
Right there, huh?
Don't you got a
Oh, yeah, you
girlfriend?
just said your
I
girlfriend.
got
Who
I
is
got a
it?
girlfriend, nigga, but I can inhale some perfume. Shut the fuck up.
So we all good. It's a kumbaya moment.
Yes.
Yeah, this
I
kumbaya.
love this.
So
I hope
the album is
Envy,
out now.
You know, light skinned niggas, they just fester.
I ain't even know none of that shit.
What?
Light
All that
skinned
shit you
niggas
just
I
fester.
was just trying to be quiet. I said I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna talk
No,
to him by
we ain't-
myself. Y'all don't want to press me to say it over
Hey,
there.
no,
Yeah.
first
I
of
wanted
all-
to know because I
no.
seen it was getting, you know,
But
I was
saying, oh,
quiet.
shit.
Jess, let me just
I
be,
said I'll talk
Envy,
to
let
him
me be real
when
with
he can
you.
admit it.
Y'all
Real.
been going so crazy on me in my mind.
Yeah.
That's not
on
true.
the
That hasn't been
airwaves.
crazy.
Yes.
That ain't
Yeah.
been
That
crazy.
hasn't been crazy.
We
Time.
did one little song.
First
What
of all,
song did we do?
Oh,
We
not
played
one
his
little
record,
song.
and
Can
I
I-
used I used him for ad libs. What was the song? The song with Lenny
Envy,
Kravitz.
can I tell
Great
you-
record.
Envy, can I tell you how to feel about what I ended up texting you and your wife? I can't,
Nah.
right? You can't tell me how to feel about how y'all been taking shots and coming at me on the airway.
Ain't
You've been
been that
quiet.
bad.
You've
So
been real
I could have
quiet.
text y'all,
Yeah.
DM'd y'all with
Well,
my
not him, 'cause
feelings.
he
I'm
was
like,
blocked.
since y'all been out here jumping out there, super cracking every time my name come across the head.
Yeah.
The rumor report, here we go with this nigga Tyrese again.
Yeah.
Y'all been cracking.
played
So I
the
said,
record.
we gonna talk about this shit on the air.
What's
I
the name of the record
apologize
with
for
Lenny
Charlamagne's
Kravitz?
mind because most of that is Charlamagne
Yeah.
shit.
Did
Like I
y'all-
think it's black on black crime.
Yeah.
The fact that y'all look alike because it's all.
and ballhead.
Hey, you
both.
know what, Charlamagne? I'm impressed. You actually coming back.
Oh shit! You coming back, yo?
You
From
coming
where?
back.
And see, that's the other shit he be texting me. He'll just text me randomly like, yeah, I see your complexion coming back, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You want to come back? You want to come back? That's another regular shit. What the fuck?
He threw shots on social media. He threw shots at us.
You made that
He said
decision.
what?
He called me sitting across from this light skinned nigga
Yeah, he
thinking
quit
maybe all these opportunities is coming in because this nigga's out here light skinned.
No, man, melanin. That's what we about.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
But you actually coming back, man. You been, I said go
Yeah.
somewhere lay up, butt ass naked,
Definitely.
and sunbathe and come back, nigga, to the dark skin community.
Now y'all
Because
one
we hot in
color.
these streets, nigga. We hot in these motherfucking streets. These light skinned niggas is feeling like they finally in the back of the line.
That's right. You damn right.
Well,
But
tell
you
them
know
about
what's
it, 'cause
so
you're doing something
crazy?
this weekend.
Did I
Don't talk about the
did I
music. We
get
ain't
an
talking about the
apology
music.
from
I
y'all?
tried to talk about the music.
talking
We didn't
Did I get an
apologize.
apology from you?
apologized to you
nigga?
so long
I
ago.
said, oh, you know what? Let me say it the right way. I apologize, my brother.
I was
About?
Just like a dog.
No,
skin.
that's
Just
real.
like a
That's
dog skin.
about.
I apologize. I should have reached out to you when you was going through your stuff. I didn't like some things. I didn't like who you were, but I should have asked you. We could have had a conversation. I should have. And I apologize.
And also for the record, we did reach out. Let's not act like we didn't
No,
reach
no,
out.
no. Leave it alone.
But we
like
did
we
reach
talking about
out.
we.
But you,
Charlamagne,
he responded crazy to us.
Has anybody ever turned Charlamagne's chair over?
We did. We
Has
did.
anybody
Yes.
ever flipped his chair over?
Yes, we did.
Would I be
No,
the first
we
nigga
did.
to do
Come
it?
on.
We
For
take it.
150 million. I'm
With his
suing,
legs
goddamn.
going like this. Has anybody done that? Has there been any moment bigger than the Birdman moment of this motherfucker?
Hey, yo, no.
I mean,
Not
this
yet.
man is apologizing, and you gonna jump in and interrupt the apology?
Right.
That's fucked up.
No, because
now, where's your apology?
Because I don't want people
'Cause
to
you
think.
been out here
I don't want
wilding.
people to think that we
Okay.
have not reached out to our brother because we have.
Yeah.
You just was
There was
responding back
text
crazy.
chats. We had a text chat, but both of us
Y'all
in
are
it. We
not reaching out on your public platform.
Right.
You talking shit about me publicly
Yo.
in your own way,
I said-
and then
no.
privately texting me.
I said Tyrese is
Use
going through
the
things.
same mic to rip a nigga down while I'm already down, and then also pray
Okay.
for my brother.
Okay.
I don't know
I
what
got
my
you.
brother's going through right now. We know he's probably feeling it and in it, and we don't talk as much as we used to.
Yeah.
But man, we want to just send some love
We
and some
have
prayers
done
out.
that.
Man,
No,
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 you haven't.
ain't
You
that
haven't.
day,
Roll
ain't
the
that day when I
motherfucking
reported
tape,
that story,
nigga, if
T.
that's
Jakes
what's
was up
happening.
here and y'all asked him to pray
Go
for
ahead.
Tyrese. No, I'm saying it was the day that T. Jakes came in. No, don't try it like that. Yeah, because y'all, yeah. It was that same day.
Let's go. Come
It was
on.
that same day. TD Jakes came up here and y'all ain't asked him to pray for Tyrese.
We got one brother on our mind.
Here's the thing.
We don't want to pray
We love
for him.
Tyrese. We love you,
to
Tyrese.
pray for him, TD.
We do love you, Tyrese.
Exactly. Right.
I don't want to pray for the
Baby.
nigga. Irritate the shit out of me with this bullshit he texting me. But TD,
Yeah.
this is what you do.
We love
Pray for the
Tyrese,
little
man.
black
We love
nigga.
Tyrese.
When the album come out, Tyrese? Beautiful Pain.
I pushed it.
Yeah, he pushed it.
Why? Because of the writer's strike?
Yo, this guy's an idiot.
No.
Somebody must have
That's
told
only
this
for
nigga that he
film,
has a
dummy.
shot at being on SNL.
Right.
What?
Who wrote this shit?
Right.
Who wrote this shit? Who wrote these one lines?
What's the date of the
Ain't no
album?
motherfucking
Hey,
way
can
he
we play
wrote
a
that.
record? What record you want to play of the album?
Oh my God.
I'm trying to get back focused. Y'all keep going.
It's coming in
I
2020.
miss Tyrese, man.
Nigga, listen,
It's good to
comedy
see
is
you,
what I
man.
do, nigga.
Yes.
It's like,
Now you
the
say comedy
question-
what you do, but when we do comedy, he don't think it's funny.
No, you
Hey,
ain't
don't,
because you
that's
don't do comedy.
Tyrese's problem.
You don't do comedy. You talk shit about a nigga while I'm down, motherfucker. And I
play your
swear,
record.
when we
Okay,
go
stop.
out here,
Before
I'm
we
gonna
played
show you
your
what I-
record one
I'm gonna
time.
show you what I got for you.
When we
I'm
played
gonna
your
fuck your
record,
whole week up. I
400
got 2 niggas waiting outside when we leave this interview, and I'm gonna shave your beard off.
You know
nigga.
what, Tyrese?
All you gotta do is
Turn
wet
the
rag.
whole motherfucking
No, you
beard.
just need a white rag.
Shaved.
You just need a wet rag for that. You ain't gotta
His hair. Stop.
You just
It's
need a
not
wet
me.
rag.
Yo, y'all better leave my
All
Just
right.
for Men alone.
All right, so
Yes.
let's get into some business because this niggas is crazy, man.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
We gonna play some Tyrese records.
Jess stays on focus. That's why I
Yes.
love her.
Oh, my
they
goodness.
out here playing. This nigga
Yes,
trying
This
No,
to.
we
Saturday,
gonna
play
trying to
some
get it.
records.
Before we do, this
Okay.
Saturday he gonna be out in Jersey.
Yes.
Paul Walker's son does these car shows. It's called Fuel
Fuel
Fest.
Fest.
And it's more than a car show. They do racing. Why am I doing it? You break it down what it is.
Well, nigga, you don't want to do it because you do the same type of shit with your car shows. You promote the shit out of your car
It
shows.
sure
All
is.
right, now
You
remember
see
what
what
happened
I'm
last
saying?
time you got into it with somebody over a car show.
I'm not doing
Relax.
it. No.
You're right.
I'm saying.
But I promoted his
Hold
car
on.
show.
No, you didn't.
I just said
you
Fuel
said
Fest.
a couple pieces and cut it short.
I ain't never heard of this before.
That's
This the first
fucked
time
up.
I heard of this.
Fuel
If that
Fest.
was your car event, you give niggas 2 paragraphs.
Right. Fuel Fest this weekend at the New Jersey Motorsports Park. What time should people be there? How can they
Jersey
register?
Motorsport Park.
Yes.
I do this event every year. We do about 10 of them a year called Fuel Fest. Go to fuelfest.com, get your tickets. 12 and under get in free. It's drifting, drag racing, DJ, music, live. It's basically Coachella
Hey.
with all cars.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Who the DJ?
You heard what he just said?
Yeah, I did.
You heard what he just said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell him the reason I said it.
Because you hating on people car shows.
No, man.
What you say?
They already
Stay away
told
from
us why.
Coachella. That's all
DJ
that is.
Envious.
I know.
Coachella too fast. Just stay away from Coachella.
We had the name first, Coachella.
Coachella.
And they sent us a cease and desist on that. And then we started seeing you on the air talking about it.
And then-
I said, that letter's coming.
You got one?
I know he did.
Oh, yeah, you got one.
Yeah, I know he got it. We never got to the point where we ever printed out one sign that said that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we was like, we about to, and them niggas like, no the fuck you not. And we shut that thing. So yeah, Fuel Fest. It's the name
Why
of
you
it.
ain't called me and say, yo, brother, let me warn you before you
You
feel
was
like
fucking blocked.
Because I know you got it,
blocked
nigga.
him. Yeah, remember?
I blocked him.
Stars
All
to
right.
7.
Well, let's get a
Let's
record
play
on.
some records, man.
Thank you, Jess. Because I'm blocked.
Tyrese got an album coming out.
Come on, what record you want to
What
play?
record you want to hear, Tyrese?
Well, the record that I wanna, we got. Can we transition into the album?
Yeah, let's
Because
do
y'all
it.
been, now we've been up in there kumbaya and shit.
Beautiful
Right.
pain.
Your beard is definitely getting shot the fuck off, and I'm definitely about to rub some of that dark skin makeup off your motherfucking
Yes,
face.
good.
Because this nigga, I definitely see the makeup. I know the difference between the dark skin versus the light skin. That's still, you like, yo, I gotta put that balance because half of my shit is looking very
Yes.
Drakish.
Yes.
What do you want to play, man? What do you want to play?
I want to play Love Transaction.
Transaction.
Okay.
Is this love?
I'm just saying, y'all gotta, y'all gotta.
Is
listen to
this
that.
love
Y'all
or
gotta
just a
get into it.
transaction?
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope this is love.
No. We're not talking about you, man.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem.
Damn.
What?
Always got to be about you.
I just said I
First of
hope
all-
this is love.
No, nigga, I'm
I
talking
hope
about.
this ain't
like-
a
I'm talking
transactional
about
relationship.
okay.
It don't have to just be all about romantic. I get what you say. I like that though.
We're not
Like what?
romance and me and you and Emmy don't go in the
like,
same
come on, I
sentence,
like
bro.
But
that.
also, you have to see how that would definitely piss an ex off, Ty.
What?
Okay, moving on.
I'm just saying.
Is
Yeah,
this
he's
love
wildin'.
or
He was
just a
wildin'.
That's
transaction?
hard, man.
As I was sitting in the room, in the courthouse, in the courtroom, that realization that this person couldn't have ever loved me based on what I've seen her become in the process of this divorce.
Damn.
That neither one of y'all should never ever experience in your life.
Do you think you did anything wrong?
Absolutely.
But he didn't cheat.
Me and my wife,
Is what he was saying.
ex-wife, woke up to the news on September 11th that I abused my daughter because I spanked her with my right hand on top of her butt, directly on top of her pants. Second time I ever spanked her in my life. And then that's when all that shit went down. So me and my wife, we was up there with the Care Bears. We had no problems. Everything about our vibe and energy, chemistry and magic, it was all everything that I had prayed. I was experiencing an answered prayer. And I knew that I was gonna get married and be married for the rest of my life. Like I literally convinced myself, yeah, I'm gonna be gray and old, and I'm gonna have to eat mashed potatoes and coleslaw because all these teeth gonna be gone. I'm gonna be married that long. Like I was in it. And so for my whole thing to just kind of happen the way it happened, and I was in Jersey filming with John Malkovich, and as the arguments and the disagreements happened, which actually happened from me shooting 2 music videos, and one of them featured her. I did it with Rick Ross called Black Excellence. So she said, your family don't matter. We ain't been having sex. You ain't giving me no attention, no energy. And I just said, I'm so sorry. We were just in quarantine for 10 straight months. There was not a flight, a call, an email. There was nothing going on in the world. The whole world shut down. It was 24 hours, 7 days a week, us. And I knew, and she knew, because we talked about it, God literally pressed that pause button on the world, but specifically the pause button on our marriage, because we needed time to reconnect after the devil came in to try and create a level of disconnection in our marriage that most marriages wouldn't be able to survive, especially only a year in.
Yeah.
We're married for a year. We wake up to accusations from my ex. Who the fuck can survive that? Who wants to get to know, what should we do? How do we do? It's like, we just met We are in a honeymoon phase, and we woke up to that. So fast forward, now you accusing me of shit and putting it in court documents as if you forgot what it was like to wake up
And
to
see
someone
me go through that.
putting shit in court documents is not true. So I don't know who she is. I don't know who she became. I realized that this was a woman that was very simple, who I met in a $12 sundress and prided herself on being simple. And I don't care about money, stars, celebrities. I don't need to live and be around. I'm a simple girl. Now you want $20,000 a month for a 1-year-old? Now you've hired 3 law firms to try and knock my motherfucking head off. My prenuptial agreement was so detailed and so extensive. My lawyer whispered, she had her own lawyer to negotiate on her behalf. My lawyer, Tanya Mitchell-Graham, said to me, I can't believe you got her to sign this. And I said, well, the reason I got her to sign it is because she said to me specifically, this ain't mine. That's your publishing. Those your cars. It's your house. And if we ever separated because I didn't get in this for any of that, I will sign every piece of paperwork that reflects that I don't want none of that. To then want nothing more than to show a nigga that that's all she wants.
But the prenup should be ironclad, right?
Right.
They are doing everything it takes to crack the motherfucker. And it's now 3 years into trying to crack. See, you have a pre-nuptial. Be prior to the nuptials, let's establish, and then you got people who will do a post-nuptial. We already got married, let's do the paperwork after we get married because we need to make sure that since the money didn't showed up all of a sudden and a lot of successes have, let's put a post-nuptial in play. We ain't even really have no reason to do a prenup.
Right.
So, yeah, she's trying to crack the prenup, trying to get $20,000 a month for a 1-year-old, which is my daughter is now 4. And so I have no idea who this person is.
That don't mean she never loved you though, Ty. That's a harsh thing to say.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
How would you feel, Jess?
Okay.
If you were married
let's
to a
talk
person,
about
you had a child, and then you hear your ex say you never loved him. It was just all transaction.
That's the name of the song.
That would definitely not be true. I mean, that's why I asked him, did he see any red flags? I felt like you never felt like she really, really loved you? Like at one point?
I never said that.
Okay.
You actually did.
You never think none of it was genuine up until, I guess.
You gonna just...
You did say that.
Was any of it genuine?
The name of the song is "I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me."
Yeah, I don't think
You
you
said
ever
you were
loved
sitting in the
me.
courtroom.
And I also was sitting in the courtroom, and I said, as they're unpacking tax returns and getting into all this shit, and they trying to
Love
unpack,
transaction.
I'm like, she just sitting there like this, like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, damn, can you look at me?
Right.
Can you like, your lawyer is so
Emotionless.
nasty in this courtroom. Can you like, it's like a sociopath. Like I don't feel nothing for this person. So I would never disrespect her and say, I don't think at no point did she ever love me.
Right.
But there is no aspect of me right now with all that I've seen and heard and all this shit that's going on in this paperwork and what happened in that courtroom, I can say, I did nothing to you to create that.
Okay.
Like, you should be able to say physical violence, I got 3 chicks pregnant on the side and love child, and I was on the road and smashing chicks on, like, what did I do that made you become that?
Cheating is not the only thing that could land you in a divorce.
Well, how many niggas you know that's raising somebody else's child that their husband had behind their back? It happens every day.
Right.
That's when you committed to the duration, you said, I don't like this, but I know that my husband has so much more potential beyond the mistake that was made. So at the end of the day, I can't disown the laughter, the travel, the moments, and all that we had. That would be, that's like evil to like act as if I didn't feel or I didn't feel that she felt something. But I have no idea who this person is. And none of her friends recognize her either. So when y'all come at me on my timeline, not y'all, I'm talking about social media. I want y'all to understand something. Women have done an incredible job of normalizing talking about their feelings, hurts, and vulnerabilities. When a man does it, we get shamed into silence. Yo, shut the fuck up, man. Like, don't be putting your shit all out there. Motherfucker, if somebody had gave Mary J. Blige that advice to not be putting all her shit out there, we wouldn't have Mary J. Blige.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
But I will say this, though.
All of the women out here that's basically running all the charts in R&B are all talking shit in most cases about men cheating, lying, and whatever the fuck is going on. So I know I'm a man. I know I'm an alpha male. So when I speak up on my shit, my truth, what I feel, what I've experienced, and she's allowed to feel whatever she feels because she been at a nigga for 2 years on her podcast.
You should.
I'm just now speaking. Now I'm misogynistic. Now I'm stalking. Now I'm abused. Now why? Yo, you're in a brand new relationship, man. Why you keep talking about, first of all, making reference to feelings that I'm still trying to emotionally navigate through from a marriage that just blew up in my face doesn't mean that I want her or desire her. It just means that I'm still bleeding out loud.
Right.
But I don't think it's the music, though. I don't think it's the music. See, my question to you was, a lot of the stuff that Sam says and Charlamagne tells me the whole time, a lot of stuff that she says, nobody hears.
Yeah,
when
I didn't know nothing about none of that.
They hear it when you say
They just because you're bigger.
They hear it when you leave a comment about it. I don't hear nothing that she says. I don't hear none of the podcasts. We don't get none of that information.
What I tell Envy all the time is that a lot of times things are bigger in our mind than they are actually in,
This is
in
true.
the world of people.
I agree with that.
The music, yes, we love the music. Put it in the music. Like the post that you did the other day that I was looking for, that you took down. That's what I was looking for.
I want to see you do the Mary J.
I
Blige
didn't
thing.
see that. I only seen it when you said it. But I love the Mary J. Blige thing. Like he said, like put it in the music.
Is that why you dressed like her from the Not Gonna Cry video?
That's
shut
not what
up,
he.
man.
No, that's not what he had on.
Remember Kevin Hart was talking about
he
it in his
looked
new
like a
stand-up
Black
special.
Panther. He did not look like Mary J. Blige.
No.
When you had on the beret, you looked
Kevin
really
Hart.
nice.
Yeah, with the boots. He had the boots.
Kevin Hart, please just know that I definitely was hot as a motherfucker with everything that I was wearing. Kevin Hart, I need you to know that was the funniest shit ever.
Wow.
I was honored that you included me in your stand-up special, but I was suffering, my nigga.
How'd you cross your
Kept
legs
it
in
on
them
the-
boots?
the-
How'd you cross your legs in them boots?
No, listen. This is what niggas didn't know. The video that I did with CeeLo Green.
Don't pull up that picture,
You know how much I love
Charlamagne.
Let me see. Let me see.
Oh, I got
This
worse
nigga
pictures than
know.
that.
Let me see that. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
I got worse pictures than that.
Oh, classic. That was a classic.
So he kept that shit on the whole time too.
Hold on.
I'm like, God
Listen.
damn, hoping he
Listen.
saved.
He had that
Listen,
saved.
the marches in LA, it was 115. I was in Watts marching in that same exact outfit. Couple days later, we got on the plane and went out there for the George Floyd funeral. May his whole soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
Still praying for his family.
Absolutely.
I had on the same exact outfit that I wore 2 days before that. And then we had a camera guy following me around.
Oh my God.
And all of that ended up in the legendary video with CeeLo Green.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to tell niggas in the middle of all of this
Right.
emotional and
Right.
vulnerable shit going on, hey man, you see the camera guy right there? I'm actually getting all of this real live, real footage because I'm shooting a video with CeeLo Green called Legendary on behalf of Breonna Taylor, George Ford, Trayvon Martin, and Eric Garner, which were all featured in the video.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was fucking blazing hot and did not want to wear that.
You say you got worse pictures than the one I got?
I got worse pictures
He's not
and
gonna say what's
videos.
wrong with you, man.
You sent me.
Nigga, fucked up.
No.
Can I see at least?
Nigga, I was a furnace out that
Yeah,
bitch.
I did. You definitely look hot, but you look good. You look like Mary J. You look like
He
you
looks
know,
like
You
Panther.
Mary J.
He did.
All right. Can we get up out of here? Can we get into the record?
Tyrese look like Winter Walker.
Stop.
It's Love Transaction, Black Tie, Tyrese, our brother. We appreciate you for joining
We
us.
love you, Ty.
Hey, man.
Love
hold on.
Transaction. Let's
Hold
play the
on.
song.
Hold on, y'all.
Hold on, man. Before we go, man. It's fucked up. First of all, I know I'm late, so I appreciate y'all staying this late. I know you auditioning for SNL. It's clear. I got it.
What are you talking about?
I know what you're doing,
man?
but I just
I'm
wanted
happy to see you.
I just wanted y'all to have one little piece of context before I go, and I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna get out of here.
All right. he's
Because
fine.
what y'all just said was whenever you jump out there and you say whatever you saying, we don't know what she's saying. So we just confused, like, why do you keep coming at this woman?
That's right.
Right? That's what y'all just said, right?
That's true.
Okay, so
you did breathe a lot of life into her YouTube. You made a lot of people follow
that's
her
all
YouTube.
right.
the
No,
other day.
she gonna get the followers she get.
Yeah.
And she gonna do whatever she do.
Yeah.
For me, I never wish any ill will or malicious intent towards anybody. I'm gonna tell my truth. And I'm gonna have somebody to arrive at how they feel based on who they decide to believe. I don't want nobody who used to work for me, with me, who I used to date. I don't want nobody to fucking die or go down.
Yeah.
But you gonna get this work.
Period.
I'm not finna be sitting around this motherfucker on the receiving end of people believing that I fucked over you and did you dirty and did something behind your back, and you painting that picture because you got a bunch of women that maybe in their feelings or angry or bitter about experiences that they've had, and they now got you beating that drum. It's like, motherfucker, people will believe anybody that sounds convincing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Especially in
Okay.
this day and age.
Yeah. So
Especially
I
on the
just,
social media.
as soon as I could talk, I was like, wait, no, hold on, no, let's go on and clear this all the fuck up. Nigga, not only did you move out on your own, I was actually in an airplane flying home from Jersey to fight for my marriage because I heard that you was huffing and puffing. I was like, man, she ain't gonna leave. Women get mad talking about leaving all the time. It happens. To then she find out I was on my way home, put a COVID mask on top of the Ring camera and packed up all of her shit and left and never came back.
Wow.
Don't tell niggas that. And when I did change the locks, which is true, it was 4 days after they moved all. I was like, this is actually a home invasion.
Yeah.
You actually stole all the shit out of the house. And I don't know what you actually took that actually belonged to me versus belonged to you because I wasn't there. And do you expect me to go back to Jersey to go finish making my movie and leave this motherfucking mansion open? Oh, yeah. We forgot to go, whatever you forgot will be forgot because these motherfucking doors about to get changed.
What you trying to show us?
What is the context here?
I was about to show you something, man. Hold on. I promise. Y'all can edit out all this little side talk because I know
Oh, no,
y'all
we're
got
gonna
Now we
keep
leaving all
This
this.
is
Yeah, we're
good.
gonna
This is
leave
good.
it
Okay,
on
hold
there.
on.
But
Yeah.
I think you should know. You said you wore an outfit 2 days before Charlamagne wore that last Wednesday. I
He
was
did.
here.
He did.
He would. He just re-ironed
ironed
it and
it.
put
He
the
just
crease
ironed
back
it.
in the
He just
shoulder
ironed
tie.
it.
Wow,
He sure
the
did. I was like, oh my
commitment to the
God.
crease.
Yeah. Then he threw a little chain on, little necklace.
Yes, I
to
love
act
you.
like we.
Thank you.
I love
Keeping
you,
these
sir.
niggas on their game. I swear, because they paint their picture, boy.
Yeah, they did.
My God.
Man.
Okay, he put that little necklace on.
Yeah. So anyway, I can't even find it. Maybe it wasn't meant to be.
Oh my God.
But I was about to show
You
y'all.
did all of that and can't find the
Tyrese
goddamn
play
picture?
too fucking much show. You can't find it.
It's been an hour and 20 minutes, guys.
No, I'm scrolling too fast. Can I find it?
Were you sitting there?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm scrolling too fast.
This
man.
interview longer than the Fast and Furious movie.
It is.
Hey yo, you are so dumb.
I love it. Okay, I'm about to find it.
What is it? What are you trying to show us?
I'm just trying to show y'all why I have been as vocal as I've been about certain things because the gaslighting and manipulation has been so
crazy.
real.
Oh, no, we get it now. I mean, she's been talking, but we haven't seen it, is what we're saying. So,
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do because this is a pre-interview and this ain't live. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you the clip. All right, y'all. So listen, I'm gonna play y'all this clip, and I want y'all to know. I want y'all to listen to this clip, however way you want, because you're grown. But the way I'm listening to this clip is she is literally gaslighting, and you know they always say, not me, but they always say that a lot of women lack accountability. Right? And they expect us to fuck up and fess up.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, every relationship that ends is not always the man's fault.
No.
Right? So I'm about to play this clip. And when I seen this clip and it was sent to me, I was like, how the fuck did you do that to me? And now you describing what men don't have when you break their heart and they fucked up. And why a lot of niggas are suicidal or end up going crazy because they spiral into a dark place because they don't have anybody in their life that could actually love them into a better them.
Right.
So we're going to play the clip right now.
All right.
Listen to this shit.
I hate this guy. I hate him.
Man, you is an amazing actor.
Like, I swear to God.
Like, what the
I swear to God he is, y'all. What the fuck?
That motherfucker got me intrigued. I'm like,
And I'm over here, I'm doing the same thing. I was like,
Jess is like this, yo. Jess is like,
like this music, yo. I forgot that we supposed to be listening to a bitch voice.
I'm like, man, she going in. And I'm like, he ain't breathing.
he said post-production. Y'all listen to movies, motherfucker. He said, I'm gonna play the clip. And this is not live. This is post. Y'all niggas don't be listening.
But I'm in my mind, I'm like, man, she going in. I'm like, man,
Hey, man.
And I'm forgetting that it's the voice.
I said post, man.
right.
I said I'm gonna send you the clip so you can run the clip.
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna be here, but y'all can go ahead and rumble whatever y'all want to talk about. But anyway, man, listen. Everybody should know that I thank God. In closing, because I know we got to go, thank y'all for the platform and the opportunity.
Thank you for coming, my brother.
Absolutely.
My album is entitled Beautiful Pain. And I'm not going to give you the rest of the title, but it's called Beautiful Pain. Right now, I release a song featuring Lenny Kravitz, available on all streaming platforms. I would love your support. It's called I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me. And my new joint that I just dropped last week is called Love Transaction. Beautiful Pain is the first live album I've ever done. It's a total of 20 songs. I'm also finishing up my book, which is called Blackmail of the Blackmail.
Oh, shit.
And I'm also going to be releasing a 4-part documentary for the making of the entire album. And I want y'all to know specifically, I have one thing in mind. When you grown and you listen to real music that really affects you and really activates your vulnerabilities, you could either use that as a weapon or you can use it and say, this song has forced me and my wife to have a dialogue or a conversation around some things that we keep brushing under the rug and this and that. And so, you know, and so I am enamored. I'm a work in progress, but I am enamored with the Lord Jesus Christ. And I would never do an album to try and break people up or discourage them from taking the full journey in their marriage. That's not who I am. If that's who I was, we would have met the way we met. I'm a sucker for love. And you can't expect me to not be in tune with my vulnerabilities and my emotions. I'm an R&B singer.
Yeah.
I've been tapped in since the beginning of time. I don't care how I throw y'all from me being loud and vocal and outspoken and my alpha. Don't confuse my alpha with me not being vulnerable. And I'm going to give y'all one example that represents my vulnerabilities. And then I got to go because I know y'all do.
Okay.
The reason why I'm as loud and as I've never said this publicly. The reason that I'm as loud and as vocal as I am, I'm like an aggressive pit bull that's barking behind the gate. When you walk up the street, you're like, whoa, whoa, shit. Because my heart is so big and I love so deep and I go above and beyond, even if I don't understand the assignment. You can't get me to not be that for every friend that I have. So when I bark and I'm screaming and I'm hollering, it's my way of trying to scare people away, because I know if you open that gate, I'm going to love you for the rest of your life.
Oh.
That's who I am. Did I confuse you at all?
No, I didn't know if you open the gate, the pit bull gonna bite you. It wouldn't be.
No.
You probably use a different dog.
We've seen footage online, and we've had experiences where the dog is very aggressive behind the gate.
Right.
But then when you open up the gate,
got you.
when you open up the gate,
Yeah. No
the
doubt.
dog is walking up, and he's
And
just
just
like,
all
you know,
like a-
He's not
and I'm
really a dog lover.
that's
He don't
me.
really get it.
So I put my thoughts out there, and I put my feelings out there, and it appears to be what it appears to be. People may not like it. Other people love it. Other people, I've had, and I give God all the glory. The amount of people over the years that have walked up to me and said, bro, you going as far as you did into those specifics and details, bro, I was going to kill myself. Because, like, I never thought I would meet you. I'm here to say thank you, because most of us feel, carry, and we're all trying to emotionally process. And I know it's it's popular to speak to mental health. And I'm so blessed by you and everybody else that have been beating that drum and normalizing the dialogue. But just maybe God is using me to normalize the dialogue about when you lose a child, why can't a man talk about it?
Right.
As if the man didn't create the child. I never lost a child, by the way. But if your marriage goes up in smoke, it doesn't matter who's at fault. Why us as men, why can't we talk about what we're feeling?
Right.
I seen this man go all out, and envy made me commit even harder to do whatever I could do to try and step in. And I said, you know what? When your wife is mad at you, I'm like, envy, you know I'm not saying anything any different than you're saying. But it's because it's coming from me that your wife is more receptive to what's being said. Yeah. Because she feels a way about you.
Right now.
Yeah, he just mad at him in the moment.
In the moment,
That's it.
yeah.
So it was, but for me, it's us as men, we're not comfortable with bleeding out loud. So I want the world to know, I am not misogynistic. I have no agenda to beat down that woman with my words. This is my truth. You know, you, like Mary J. and all of the legends.
That you dress like.
Shut up. All of the legends that have been able to do these songs and release these songs and have audiences. Aiko and you know, Summer Walker, arenas are sold out. With them going on stage, Jasmine Sullivan, to talk about that shit that they feel, that they've lived, that they've experienced.
That's R&B.
But a man can't do it. They want the man to sing about love and fucking and sex and freak shit. That's our box.
Right.
Now, if you're going to jump out there and start talking about how this woman cheated on you, lied, did you dirty, fucked over you after your bag, doing it, whatever the case may be, man, you being misogynistic, man, why don't you move on? I mean, the comments is like, man, ain't you in a new relationship? So it's so many different angles that niggas is coming at me about. You don't think Jasmine is in another relationship?
Right. So Tyrese should be able to do a show and men come support him and express our
men
feelings
and women
without being called a simp, without being called a sucker,
or being told to shut the fuck up
and
stop putting your business out there. If it keep that same energy for everybody. Jasmine Sullivan, who I love, can release an album
Hotels
about a nigga that cheated on her, did her dirty, broke her heart,
turned into a
and
hoe.
she's in a whole nother relationship with a whole nother man. And the pain that ex did helped and inspired this whole album. Why can she do it and I can't without me being pinned as misogynistic? I'm going to tell everybody who feels that way, shut the fuck up. Right. I'm not going to stop. And you ain't never going to be able to convince me that because these are my feelings that I'm beating that woman down. These are my feelings. If I'm beating that woman down, then they beating all the men down. But somehow the man getting beat down, y'all are selling out arenas to it. Stop playing, bro. I'm a grown-ass man.
That's Tyrese.
Beautiful pain on the way.
Beautiful pain on the way. And it's the Breakfast Club.
Play Love Transaction.
Please.
It's Tyrese.
You know, he don't support me.
Now let's play it.
I'm the one that said let's play it.
He's the only DJ in this motherfucker.
That is true.
Here we go right here.
That is true.
You on SNL. This nigga's a DJ.
Can we end the sermon now? You look like a sweating pastor, man. The
You
church
wish.
is over. We want to go get some brunch. Okay? Can we end the sermon
It's
now?
Tyrese, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Why you ain't give me some of your makeup?
The Breakfast Club.